Welcome to Hard Rock Stadium. The smoke machine is rolling, and the Miami Hurricanes making their customary grand entrance onto the field. This matchup today, part of the lifeblood of the sport. A rivalry game where the results will be remembered for a lifetime. The Hokies will kick it off to get us underway. From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. So the Miami Hurricane offense will take the field to get things started. These rivalry games can really get the blood pumping, and we'll see who can manage their emotions best early.
Everyone's been waiting for this game, right? You know, both of these teams have had this game circled all the way back to the beginning of the offseason, so you got to be able to play under control.
With passion, with energy, with hatred. Because it's a rivalry game, they'll keep your emotions in check and making sure I'm controlling what I can control.
They can really be aggressive after that last play. It's 2nd and 3. From the gun, running back gets the give. Finally pulled down, but not before moving the chains for a first down.
This running back in the Miami backfield is deadly because of his speed. He's so elusive. You get the feeling like he could score any single time he has the ball. He gives the offense a lot of balance, but he gives them that home run ability too.
He'll come out throwing on first down. He looks that one in nicely. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short gain there. Short completion last play. Let's see if they throw it again. Wants to fire on 2nd down. Coming after it. And they got him for the sack.
And that is an all-too-familiar sight. Listen, this team won last week, but they gave up 4 sacks. They got to protect this young man early in this game. Don't set the tone, and let's not go back to last week.
He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and 4th down's coming.
Well, they try to throw for it there on 3rd down on the opening drive of the game. They don't get it, but let's punt the ball away. Let's trust our defense. And, guys, let's also trust this home field advantage and the crowd to get loud and make it real difficult on our opponent.
On 4th down, going to the air. And the incomplete pass, they roll the dice. Snake eyes. The Hokies offense has the ball for the first time. You know, yards figure to be hard to come by through the air, but some quarterbacks, Jesse, just love to go at the star corner.
Yeah, and this guy's got confidence. He's not afraid to go at anybody, but he better be careful because this cornerback is one of the best in the nation.
One of the best, no doubt. I think they will trust him on defense to make plays. So you got to make a decision. Is my guy good enough to beat him on the outside? I am fascinated by this matchup.
This crowd bringing the energy and noise early. And the quarterback runs out of time, and down he goes at the 38. When you play backer at Miami, you got to bring some of that vintage Kane attitude.
The attitude, the physicality, the dislike for people. That's what you need at the linebacker spot.
And he'll take it in. They couldn't get him on the ground. Touchdown, Virginia Tech. They can use this first score to sort of set the tone, guys, in this rivalry matchup.
Man, doesn't this feel good to come out, score early, get the crowd involved, get the nerves out of the way, Palmer, when you're playing in a big rivalry game?
Yeah, and I feel like momentum's always a big thing in any game, but in rivalry games, it's that much more important because everybody is going to feed off that first score now.
He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. We'll see if that failed 4th down in their own end last time, David, sort of curbed some of the aggressiveness.
Well, you hear about it all the time in football. Go for it. Be aggressive. The problem is when you get stopped, sometimes it puts you in a hole. And, Jesse, now the offense has to come out and respond.
They were real disappointed not getting that first down. You can see it on the sideline. So let's just see if that's kind of galvanized them a little bit here to go make a statement and get some points.
From the gun, they'll try the middle. Nice pickup there. Gets him the first down and sets him up at the 45-yard line.
And that is exactly why you stick to running the football. Haven't had a lot of success, but boom, you pop one, right? That's what you got to do. You cannot become one-dimensional and just throw the football every down. Love the offense sticking to the run. Nice job getting the first down.
To the ground. He's got it again. Got room at the 35. And he found plenty of running room on that one before the defense was finally able to get him down. And the Canes have it with a 1st and 10. He's going to pass. Shoots it to the left. And this senior quarterback a little too bold there, and he's lucky he didn't get picked off throwing into double coverage. They have had to wear that beat down since the last time these two met, Jesse.
And they've been talking about it for a long time. They were absolutely embarrassed. The players, the coaches, the fans. You know, David, coming into this game this time, they want to put out a much better performance.
Oh, there's nothing worse. The coaches are riding you all week leading up into this game, reminding you, showing the clips in the locker room. You know you failed. You want to come out and get a great start in this football game early.
Looking to the big tight end. On target to the left. Makes the grab. Defense right there, and they are set up at the 14. The Hurricanes are threatening in the red zone. They'll run it from the gun. He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line.
Keep pounding away at this defense and make them play the run. If you can get this many a chunk, they're going to have to commit more guys to the box, more guys to the run. Then you open it up for the passing game.
Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry. Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big 3rd down in the red zone. Running back searching for a hole. He gets it oh so close to the 1st down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short. We're through one period, and these receivers are showing out big time. Take a look at the stats. Fourth down and less than a yard, and of course the offense is going to stay on the field. He'll sneak it. The Canes have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. When they've got him looking run, now to pass. Fires into the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Canes.
And what a nice play call and nice execution. Play action, you're thinking run. Quarterback pulls it out, throws the football right behind those guys, and gets the touchdown.
Yeah, it was a nice job there by the quarterback, too, on the ball handling. He just froze the defense just long enough to help those wide receivers and targets get some separation in the end zone, and at that point, it was just an easy pitch and catch.
And he did get that extra point through the slippery surface, no problem. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Fresno State is down, but they are not out of it. Not there inside Bulldog Stadium, one of the more enjoyable places to watch a game in all of college football. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to Tennessee. We are the eyes and ears of the college football fan, and we've got you covered all day here in studio, guys.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. First down here for the offense. They'll crank up this drive with the pass. He lobs one high down the left side. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge game if he could have held on. This is the kind of game, a top 25 matchup in the early season that you look for when you're trying to build your resume.
Yeah, these are so fun because as a player, you kind of get bored if you don't get challenged. But when you got an early season challenge like this, all the adrenaline, all the juice, Palmer, you're ready to rock and roll.
I love this. We've had this game circled for a long time because we learn a lot in these types of games. What are these teams about? Which conferences are better? You're going to get a lot of answers.
And he's all bottled up, and now it's worse. The ball's loose. Once that ball was loose, offense didn't have a chance. Defenders everywhere. It's a turnover.
Those are hard for offensive linemen when they get beat. You're going, no, look out for your blind side, watch out. But great job rushing the quarterback, getting him on the ground, and getting the football out. A little extra.
He is smashing people. They go up top to get it down to the 5-yard line as they try to pay off this drive. Operating in the red zone here on second down. Now they'll run it to the right here. He pushes his way down to the 4 as they get closer and closer. I don't know why, but it's a thing. The ACC Wheel of Destiny, you spin it, you never know how it's going to come up, and you can't afford to give away a game early in a conference like this.
And I think both of these coaching staffs, David, understand that, and they've been preaching to their team, you've got to start fast. Not just in this game. You've got to start the season fast. You've got to take advantage of this opportunity.
And I think Reese hit it right on the head, too. The Wheel of Destiny, right? It seems like it's a new team every year that's playing in the championship and appears to be a wide-open league. So a lot of turmoil, a lot of change. I think that starting 1-0 is an important step to getting to that championship game.
They'll try it again from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Quarterback keeps it. And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Hurricane! Well, just as you would expect, that didn't take very long.
It didn't, Reese, and you've got to make great field position count. When you've got opportunities, you got to pay it off. And the offense took advantage, scoring a touchdown. Didn't have far to go, but they got the points they needed.
And he takes this from inside the 5. And they'll get him on the ground as the offense comes out to start the next drive. All right, guys, so here's the offense back on the field again. As it turns out, the fumble on that last drive set up the touchdown, David.
And there's no bigger stat in football than turnovers. You turn the football over, they turn it into points. Jesse, that is not a recipe for success.
Good news, though, they get another chance, right? They can make amends with this drive right here. That's all that's important. You've got to execute. You've got to lock it in.
Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. He's looking to throw. Catch in the middle, it's Otis. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Lost one deep down the right side. And it's intercepted. A turnover for the defense. He would have loved to make the big return there, but he still gives his team the ball at the 37.
Well, we know these are slick conditions today in this game. Wide receiver just didn't seem to really get a good grasp on the ball when it hit his hands. Didn't stick right away. There's a bit of a bobble, and because of it, the defense able to come away with the pick.
1st down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. Tosses it back. Feeling the heat as he lets it go. And he makes the catch inside the 15. Slippery slide, find his way and ran away from the crowd into the end zone. Touchdown, Miami! And the extra point pushes the lead to 14. That's the kind of drive everybody loves. So see, quarterback, one snap, put it in the end zone. Here he comes from inside his own 5. And the coverage team able to wrestle him down. And Virginia Tech sends the offense onto the field. Getting late here in the 1st half, they'll have a chance to make this a one-possession game.
And the offensive play caller here has to really be dialed in. It's important down 2 possessions, Dave, that they're able to score some points. And you got to call your best stuff in this 2-minute situation.
And such a good opportunity to cut it to a 1-score game, create that momentum, get some good juices going for the 2nd half. Because obviously, you build yourself a little bit of a deficit. You need some good things to happen, and it needs to happen on this possession.
Looking to pass on 2nd down.
Man, how about this defense, man? That's the 3rd sack of the day. They've been putting pressure, getting him on the ground. Not something they've been good at throughout this season. This defense playing better because they're getting more pressure on the quarterback.
Defense a little too jumpy there, and they got into the neutral zone too soon.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense.
The offense needed something, just anything, to give them just a little breathing room, and the defense provided it with that penalty. Even after that penalty, the defense can still get after them on a 3rd and long. Looking for a crease. It's Perkins. Timeout called here by the defense. It's their first of the half. And the Hokies will punt it away on 4th down. First time we've seen their punt team this afternoon. He gets a block. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. They torched this defense with an explosive passing play for a score last time out. Let's see if they go right back at him. And he's able to find a little bit of running room before they get him down. Good spot after that 7-yard pickup on 1st down. It's 2nd and 3. He's looking to throw. Makes the grab on the left. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a 1st down. They've done a really good job identifying mismatches, and they find one out of the backfield there.
Reese, I really don't think it's that hard. My guy is better than yours. Find the matchup across the field. Running back's got some speed. Get it in his hands quickly. Throw it to him fast. Let him make somebody miss against a slower guy that's usually a linebacker.
I like the offensive idea here to try to change the launch point of the QB, but you got to do a better job protecting him because guys can't complete passes when they're getting hit.
Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Canes! No step back in week 3. They have been sharp as they extend the lead.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
So here comes the kickoff after the touchdown, and the last thing you need right before the half is to give up a big return. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. And the return man has no place to run, no place to hide, and a place to be tackled. Running out of time here in the first half, they're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. The give from the gun. And the defense finally makes the stop after the sweet run and good gain. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update.
Fellas, what an environment there today. All the animosity and flat-out hatred that comes with a good old-fashioned rivalry game on display in that first half.
Bringing it back. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. We're about to get another look at this Hokie offense. They start this third quarter in a big hole, and they have to start climbing out right now.
And they're going to have to...
And the quarterback goes down at the 11-yard line.
Play-action pass success has a lot to do with selling that fake. You could tell defense was not buying it, got in the backfield, got the big play.
And he'll chuck that one away and save the down. Nobody was able to get open. Third down, and this offense is already in a world of trouble. They can really use a conversion, not to mention multiple scores. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. And down he goes back at the 3. The Hokies will call on their punt team. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. Makes a move. And the returner will be knocked down. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they've wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect it.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out, everybody right now on the same page.
Keeping it on the ground with the running back. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Awesome job up front by this defensive line, being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers to run free, unencumbered, and get to the football.
Caught behind the line. It's Simon. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage.
And offenses keep track of yards after catch consistently. There was none there. Nice job by the defense swarming to the football as soon as he caught it and getting him on the ground.
Feeling some heat. Breaks the tackle. And there was nowhere to go for this quarterback, and down he goes.
You know, when you go dime personnel package, you got extra DBs in the game, so it's harder to throw if you're the quarterback. There's just not as many windows. They've got more guys in coverage. You're expecting to at least have a little bit more time, but your offensive line, man, they just couldn't hold up.
Going downfield for the big play. And it's batted away, and the fourth down play doesn't convert. They'll give up the football. And Virginia Tech sends the offense onto the field.
I love when defenses are smart enough to swat the ball down. Don't go for the pick, especially on fourth down. They knock it down. You get the ball anyways. Nice job by the defender.
Quarterback adapting. Really putting together a threat now. They get the first. It's at the 37. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. Little too soft in that run defense. He picks up 4 to the 32. Solid pickup of 4 on first down at 2nd and 6. They go right back to him. And they'll bring him down, but not before he picks up the first down.
All right, defense, that's what we can't do. We can't give up this many chunk yards on the ground. Got to commit more guys to the line of scrimmage. Got to get those running backs on the ground. That's way too easy.
He'll keep it himself. Got enough for the first, and he's still going. And he picks up the first down, and he does it. I'm not going to say spin move. That was a pirouette. It was elegant. It was beautiful. They'll run it on 1st and goal. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Hokies. Great example of how a second half can really change everything for a team.
No doubt. First half looked bad. It looked like it was bleak. It looked like it was ugly. But now you're starting to get it turned around. More drives like this is what's needed.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. On the run from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. What a turn that last drive was. Didn't pick up the 4th down, and it led to the scoring drive, David.
And those are frustrating because you think you might get points and then your defense gives up points. This has got to be a complimentary football type deal. The offense now needs to provide a little spark and give this defense some hope.
No doubt, David. They got to turn the page, and they've got to play with a little bit more urgency here, knowing they've got to get that one back and put a good drive together.
Boy, could they use a conversion on 3rd and short from their own 24. From the gun, wants to pass. It's complete to the left. And they wrap him up, but not before he's got enough for the first down. We've reached the end of the quarter, and Miami is on top. And they are starting to pull away as we come to the end of the 3rd quarter. Let's take a look at how we got here. First down to start the drive after the break. He's looking to throw it. Got a man. It's Carr.
I love an offense that wants to stay aggressive. Even when you've got the lead late in a game like this, right, you still try to find your playmakers and get them the ball in space, and that is exactly what this offense is doing.
Unleashes one. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit.
Love the physicality of this secondary on defense. That defender got to the football, was able to separate the receiver from the ball, and did it legally. Beautiful job.
Here he goes breaking the pocket. Trying to escape and get it himself. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. And the Hurricanes are marching down the field. Quarterback checking off. To the air on first down. Oh, he wants it all. And this one will be ruled incomplete. Made the catch, but just couldn't stay in bounds. This offense has done a good job on this drive, taking time off the clock as they come up on second down. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense. Third down has been right in the wheelhouse on this drive. They've already converted a couple of times, but they need the full 10 yards now. They'll throw it to the back on the screen. Didn't have much room to run and not a whole lot of help. Short game there and still plenty of ground to cover for the first down.
Well, on third down, they go to the running back screen. They're able to get a couple of yards, but not enough for the first. What do?
They're only 1 for 3 on fourth down attempts, but they'll try it again here. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. He's got him, and they convert. Finds a crease at the 20. Touchdown, Hurricane! And they take it in for 6 more points. With that, the lead nice and comfortable, and they're cruising toward a 4-0 start. Now they've got a little breathing room. They are in firm control of this game, guys, but you never want to let up in a rivalry game.
Because it only takes one play. We know how much of a factor momentum can be in these types of rivalry games, David, so this game's still far from over.
And this is where my leadership and my experience comes into play. You got guys that have been through these fires, been through these rivalry games. You know the swings happen quick. Now you got to swing it back your way.
The offense lining up for a first down play. Looking to move it through the air. And he will be sacked at the 6-yard line.
It's pretty obvious. This defense came into this one knowing they were going to have to play a complete game until there were zeros on the clock, especially against this quarterback. You cannot take your foot off the gas. And that's exactly what they're doing here. Late in the fourth quarter, they're still bringing it, and they get another sack.
That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be third down. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. Working on the right. And they were looking for a chunk play, and they got it. The explosive picks up more than 30. And the Hokies want to crank the tempo.
First down for the offense.
They'll throw it on first down. That's caught. It's Otis. They stripped it out. Now look what I found. I'd say that's a stroke of good fortune. The offense keeps it.
Good awareness by the offense. You never want to see the ball on the ground, but a nice job understanding to just kind of jump on it and make sure you keep possession.
And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup. The Hokies come to the line with a fresh set of downs.
I'll tell you, you cannot count this team out because of who's playing quarterback. When this guy's in the game, it's never over. Yeah, they're trailing here in the fourth quarter, but this dude can put up points quickly.
On second down, he'll fire. Gets it out quickly. He's run out of bounds, but he's got enough to move the sticks. That's why you want to get the ball in the hands of your playmakers. It lets you beat a blitz. It lets you get a first down.
And that makes me think, do I want to blitz? How do I leave him open? Because they keep dumping it off to the running back and having success. I'm going to think twice about bringing the blitz. Nice read by the QB. Nice job by the running back getting some extra yards and getting the first down.
He's going to pass on second down. Trying to make magic with his feet. Got to protect the merchandise. Gets down without taking a hit. Third down play from the gun. A shot toward the end zone. And good coverage there to knock it away and deny the score.
Well, they take a shot down the field. It's another incompletion. It's really been that kind of story. This defense has made this guy earn it every single play. Really small windows to throw into. One touchdown pass. That's a little bit surprising. You thought maybe they'd have more in this game.
Quarterback moving out of the pocket. He is stopped short, and they'll turn it over on downs. Just a crushing blow at this point in the game. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. That last touchdown drive was surgical through the air, Jesse.
It sure was, and that's why this offense is so dangerous, David, because they can score in a hurry because of how efficient they are throwing the football.
And welcome to modern college football. That's what it is. Spread you out, find my playmakers, make quick decisions, and really put defenses in a difficult situation.
I'm a little bit surprised they're still throwing the football here this late in the game with this kind of lead. They're on first down, taking a shot, falls incomplete, but obviously they're still seeing matchups that they want to take advantage of in the back end of this defense, so they're letting it fly.
We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this offense will be quite content just to drain the rest of the time away. You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. And this is going to be incomplete on 3rd down.
And the defense gets the big 3rd down stop, creates some momentum. Hey, I don't know if they're going to go for it on 4th down, but the defense is continuing to fight, continuing to hustle, continue to fly around. Like, these are positive signs from a group that you know needs to continue to grow.
Going to take a shot at this DB. Brings it down on the right side. He's at the 10. Touchdown, Miami! And the punishment has been extended. That lead's a little more comfortable now as they close in on a victory here in Week 3.
And this offense continuing to put up points. This game's out of reach. You know you're going to win, but still throwing the football, still finding that connection. I imagine there'll be some salty handshakes at the end of this game.
Ready to try the point after. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Tulsa is down right now, but this young man under center has shown some moxie today. We could see a legend born in Chapman Stadium. It's a tight one right now. They're trailing by only 5 to Oklahoma State. We'll circle back if anything big happens you need to know about.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes. He lofts it high and deep down the left side. He's got it downfield for a huge gain. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about. The big gain on offense, and the play will stand. The offense declines to penalty. Boy, as a defense, you hate to just hand out first downs on a penalty. They're trying to get to it. And the freshman will chalk up a sack.
And man, is that just indictment of the day. Your quarterback getting drilled late in the football game. This offense has sputtered. They haven't found any kind of good rhythm. They haven't done things that really gives your coach confidence and makes you want to believe in them. This offense has a lot of work to do before their next football game.
Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down. Here's a throw downfield late. And they weren't able to make the connection. They were looking for an explosive play. The offense failed to convert on 4th down earlier, but that didn't change their thinking here. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Pocket starts to collect. And the pass hits, picked off. He would have loved to make the big return there, but he still gives his team the ball at the 37.
And that's a really good job by the defense, understanding the situation of football. It's 4th down. It's late in the game. You got a multi-possession lead. Take away all the deep stuff. Make them force the football into coverage. They do, and they stamp this game.
The quarterback's a little more on target there. Maybe they hook up, but it's an incompletion.
And that's a good stop for this defense. And listen, there hasn't been a lot of positive today, but let's finish this game strong. I think that'll be the message from the defensive coordinator. Can we get a stop? Can we get them off the field? I know lots went wrong, but let's live in this moment and try to be great right here to end the game.
Trying to get to it. He's got it. And he's brought down after a nice game. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. And with that one, he's now over 3 bills for the game.
And there's 2 reasons why, Reese. He's made good decisions, and he's been accurate throwing the football all game long.
And they're going to score again, yet another touchdown as they just add to their total.
With that last touchdown, it looks like they're going to start this season 4-0, and you've got to be impressed with what you've seen so far from this team. We knew coming in on paper this team had a chance this season, but until the lights go on, until you actually go out and do it for real, you can't believe just how good they are. But they've shown now, starting here, this is a team that's going to contend for a national championship.
And they'll bring him down to get the offense started on the next drive. Quarterback empties his backfield. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. And the sack all the way back at the 5. Timeout is called. The clock stops with 26 seconds left.
You've got to love what you're seeing if you're the head coach of this team, because your defense is simply not resting on their laurels, and they're playing until there's zeros on the clock. They've got a massive lead. We're late in the fourth quarter, and they're still getting sacks.
Quarterback wants to throw on second down. They're bringing heat. Going to try to get it himself. Defense gets the timeout called. 20 seconds left on the clock.
Well, great job there by the defense, because they weren't able to get him sacked right away, but you saw the coverage in the back end. Nowhere for the quarterback to throw the football. Didn't get the sack, obviously. You don't get the negative play, but you...
Oh, he's going to try to hit him deep. And that is interception number 3 on the day. Got some room to run. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but the great return to give the offense tremendous field position.
Heat up them pass rushers, bring in them DBs. That's what I'm doing in this situation. When I got the lead by a couple scores late in the ball game, in the fourth quarter, I'm going to rush the passer like crazy. I'm going to put all those DBs back playing the pass.
Headed to the end zone. Touchdown, K. And the route is on. With that, the lead nice and comfortable, and they're cruising toward a 4-0 start.
Some would say run out the clock. Some would say I don't need to add points. But here's the thing. It's your job to stop them on defense. Now, listen, the handshakes, they might get a little bit interesting after this game, but the offense did their job.
He'll start the return inside his 5. And the coverage team gets the returner on the ground. And here we go. Final play of the game right here. Wants to throw on first down. He's going up top here late in the game. Ball falls to the turf. The final pass is incomplete, and that's going to do it for this one. And this is exactly the start that they'd envisioned. Get out of the gate, go 3-0, start to make your mark on this season.
They just got to keep riding the momentum. This team has looked so good so early this year. Nothing seems to faze them at all. David, very, very confident bunch moving forward.
Dang right, I'm confident in what I see. Good start, good team. You could tell they got something special. I know it's early, and there's a lot of time to come.